Hello and welcome to another informative session with Score with me. Hi to everyone. So from the thumbnail itself, you would have understood that today's topic is on percentages. Percentage. This topic might seem difficult for many, but that difficulty arises just because we really don't understand how to tackle this percentage concept in mind and on paper simultaneously. So please follow the class till the end. By the time we will be completely clear on how to calculate percentages, not only on paper but also in mind, so that as you do more and more sums, things will become easier. So now let me relate how we see percentage in our daily life. We all sleep at night. Most of us keep our mobile phones on charge, isn't it? And by the time we wake up, we say it's 100% charged. So that battery life that shows on the right top corner of our mobile phone is most of the time on percentage. We see it as 100%, and by the time it dries off or it is going to be completed, an indication mark comes and it says just 5% left. Battery about to die, isn't it? So 5% left. We see that the charge 5% is left. Let us relate to our daily life this percentage concept. Okay, so let us have in mind this was 5% left. Okay, now before coming to the part, let me say what is percentage. From the word itself, percent means per means for every, and this cent, percent and percentages both are the same, and percent is just the short form of it. Okay, so cent is century. Century means 100 years. So from the name, percent means for every 100. So when we say that battery is going to die for a phone, 5% alone is left, that simply means 5% battery means 5 on 100. That means 1/20th of the battery is only left. Okay, so 5%, a percent means any number on 100. So whenever anything on 100 is written, we say it is percent. It is as simple as that. So what is 25%? 25% is 25 divided by 100. Let that fraction be anything. Depending on the value, fraction changes, but this is immaterial. 25 on 100 is 25%. If we were to find 75%, it is 75 on 100. The value will be 3/4 depending on this calculation. Okay, now anything on 100 is percent. Now suppose we need to find the percent of a number which does not have 100 as its denominator. Then what shall we do? Let us say, for example, let us take the mark of our 10th standard. Let us say that I scored, let us say, 540 on 600, and I need to find what was the percentage of marks that I got in 10th standard. So now my total mark is on 600. To calculate the percentage, what should I do? I should divide the denominator in such a way that I should get 100 in the denominator. Anything with 100 on the denominator is percentage, isn't it? So here, if we need to find the percentage, I should divide it in such a way that I get 100 in the denominator. Once I get 100 in the denominator, I can say it is a percentage. Now 540 on 600, remember we need to get 600 has to be converted to 100, and we need to get 100 in the denominator. So the fraction part of thing, whenever a fraction is multiplied, same number has to be multiplied in the numerator and the denominator. Same goes true for division also. So if I had to convert this 600 to 100, I should divide by 6. Everyone knows that, isn't it? So if I divide this number by 6, naturally the numerator also has to be divided by 6. So since we are beginning, let me write that. Only for the first time we will be writing, okay, to make things easy. I'll be having 90 in the numerator, and now I'll be having 100 in the denominator. See how things turned. Now it is 90%. So that means 540 on 600 simply means I scored 90%. Okay. Now let me take another number which does not have 100 in its denominator. Say for example, I take 128. I get 128 on 400. This has to be converted to percentage. Again, 400 is here. I need 100. So what should we do? In the denominator, if we need 100, we need to divide by 400. this 400 has to be divided by 4, and if I have to divide the denominator by 4, definitely in the numerator also it has to be divided by 4. So 128 by 4 will definitely give me 4 3s are 12, 4 2s are 8, in the denominator 100. That means this is simply 32%. So if the denominator is not given in 100, if we make it in 100, that becomes a percentage. That is the only concept of percentage, and percentage can be represented only in this form. If the denominator is 100, that is a percentage. So now let us look into the conversion part of it. This conversion part of it is not that important from examination point of view, but still when a fraction comes, to convert a fraction to percentage and a percentage back to fraction, it should be known as a basic requirement for knowing percentages. So let us see how it is done. It is very simple. When we convert a percentage to fraction, what has to be kept in mind? We will be given a percentage, isn't it? Percentage is anything on 100. So if we have to convert 25% to fraction, what does that mean? We are dividing 25 by 100. We got a fraction, that's all. So for getting a percentage, for getting a fraction from percentage, we have to divide it by 100. As simple as that. If 60% has to be converted to fraction, 60 by 100, and we get 6 by 10, that is 3 by 5. That's all, we got the fraction. Now if a fraction has to be converted to percentage, the same has to be done vice versa. Here we divided by 100, now we are going to multiply by 100. That's the only difference that we have. So here if I need to convert 2 by 5 fraction as percentage, I need to multiply by 100. Anything into 5, 5 to the 5 to the 10, and we have 40%. Let me convert this fraction to percentage back. 3 by 5 is my fraction, and I need to convert that to percentage. I multiply that by 100. 5 to the 10, 3 to the 6. So this I get 60% back. I converted 60% to fraction. Now I convert the same fraction to percentage. I got 60%. So one is dividing by 100 and another one is multiplying by 100. So now we are getting into the main part of percent, and that is how to find each and every percent if a number is given. So let us take 400 as an example, and now we are going to understand how we take each and every fraction from this particular thing. Okay, so if we were given 400, that number on a whole means 100%. Any number fully means it is 100%. As we took the example of mobile getting charged, when we say that the mobile has got 100% charged, what does that mean? That means it is fully charged. This simply means it is fully charged, isn't it? So fully charged means there is nothing more to get charged. So if I am having a number as 400, that means 400 is 100% of 400 is 400. Full 100% is 400. So if I am to denote, I will denote 100% is 400. Now suppose I need 10% of 400. So from fraction we know that 10% means 1 by 10, isn't it? So 1 0 gets cancelled definitely. So when we see 10%, if this is 100%, 10% can be found by putting a decimal in front of the last digit. So 10% means it is 40. 10% of 400 is just putting a decimal in front of it. Okay, next. Same concept once again repeated. If I need 1% of 400, that means if 10% means 1 decimal point, 100 means in 100 if 1% I take, that means 2 decimal points. So now the decimal will be here, and 1% means it is simply 4. So that is how we understand 100% is full 400, 10% is 40, 1% is 4. Now coming to the next part of it, I'll write it over here. What is 50%? 50% means 1 by 2, isn't it? 50% is 50 by 100 or 1 by 2. So if I am asked, I am taking 400 as my number, 50% of 400 means 50% is half of 400. So without doing any calculation, I should be able to write 50% of 400 is 200. Half of 400 is 200, and 50% of 400 is going to be 200. Now same concept as we had here, 10%, 1%, I am taking here now 5%. If 50% is 200, 5% will be a decimal in front of it, isn't it? So it is 20. 5% is 20. If I am to find 0.5%, that means one more decimal point in front of it, it is 2. Okay, that is how we find each and every value without doing any calculation, without writing any multiplication or fraction or cancelling anything. We can directly find 10%, 100%, 10%, 1%, 55 and 5. Now the same thing if I am to write 20%. What should I do? If I am to find 20%, I know what is 10%. So what I'll do, 10% I know, I'll just simply write it as 80. Without doing any calculation, I can write it as 80. Then if I am to find 25%, I know 20 is 80%. 25% means 20% plus 5%, isn't it? To make the same thing clear once again, I have come with one more example. I have taken the number here this time as 840. Now we are going to split 840. So 10% of 840, don't forget 1 point over here. 1 point after the first decimal. So it is 84. Okay, now I need to find 1%. So how will I get? 2 points here. So it is 8.4. Now 50%. 50% of 840 simply means half of 840. Without doing any multiplication or division, I am writing half of 840, 420. Now you see 25%. I am not going to do anything. 50% I got as 420. So 25 is going to be half of that. So 210. 75%. 75% I got 25. So 25 into 3 is going to give me 75. So what I'm going to do, I'm multiplying this by 3. So it is 630. Now 5% I need. I got 50% already. So if I put a decimal point in front of the last digit, I will get my 5%. 5% is going to be 42. To find percentage, we can either go with a manual calculation using direct multiplication, or as we saw earlier, how to split and do. So we will be seeing both the techniques here or both the methods here. First, let us go with the direct multiplication method. So here we have to find 20% of 50. Let us see with the help of certain examples. Okay, so here we have got 20% of 50. How are we going to find 20% of 50? So normally what we do, 20 by 100 into 50, isn't it? That is what we normally write, 20 by 50. So this will be directly 2 and this will be get the answer as 10. But do we need to do this? Let us wait and see. We know that 20% means 20 by 100, and that denominator 100 is definitely going to have 2 zeros. So when we see the question, see here how many zeros we have. Here we have got 2 zeros in our question itself. So there is no need to do any sort of division or cancellation directly from the question itself. Just multiply this 2 and 5. So if we see the question, we need not go to do this step. Directly from here we can find the answer as 2 into 5, it is 10, because both these zeros are ultimately going to get cancelled with the zeros in the 100 that comes as a result of this percentage. See the zeros. Okay, so directly whenever you have 2 zeros in your question, we need not do the division and then cancellation part. Simply multiply the number 2 and 5 because these 2 zeros are going to get cancelled. With the same concept in mind, let us come here. 55% of 30, do we need to do this division? We need not do. Simply multiply this 55 and 3. 55 into 3 is going to give you 165. 165 it gives. Here we have got only 1 zero. Normally this question had got 2 zeros, so both the zeros will get cancelled. Here we have got only 1 zero. So what happens? Second zero can be done as a point. So our answer 55% of 30 is going to be 16.5. So with the same thing in mind, here we had got 2 zeros, here 1 zero, here we have got no zeros. What will we do? Do we need to divide it exactly? Still no need. No need of dividing and cancelling and all. Just multiply this number as it is. 22 into 11. 22 into 11 will give you 242, that is the product, and divide by 100. So in denominator you will have 2 zeros. So when 2 zeros comes, what we do? 10 comes, one decimal point we have. Here, since there are two zeros, our answer will be 2.40. We will be 42. We will be putting two decimal places here. Okay. Keeping in mind how we had divided earlier using percentages of 10%, 1%, 5% in mind, let us see how are we going to split this 65% of 90. So when we are going to split, we can split in two types. Either you can split the percentage part of it or the number. So I'll be showing you splitting both the things. Whichever you find as easy, you can do it. Okay. So now let me start with the percentage part of it. So remember how we divided 50%, 10%, 5%. We are going to use this here. So 65%, I am going to split this as 50% plus 10%. Already I got 60 plus another 5%. So now I have 50 plus 10, 60 plus 5, 65. Now this much percentage of 90. This is what I'm going to do. 50% of 90 is 90 is half. 50% we saw it was 1/2, half. So 90 is half is 45. I'm not doing any calculation. I'm writing directly. 10% of 90. 10 when it comes, we are going to put a decimal in front of the last digit. So it becomes 9. So 90, 45 plus 9, that is 10% is 9. Now 5%. If 50% is 45, then 5% is going to be 4.5. We have already seen this earlier. So from this, just you need to add and you get the answer. We need not even multiply. 5 plus 9 is 14. 14 plus 4 is 18. So here I have 58.5. See, we didn't do any calculation. We just took each one we had done individually. Next, I am going to split the number part of it. Now, percentage I am going to keep it as it is. Let me rewrite the question. 65% of 90. Now I am going to split the number. So when I am going to split the number, 90 has to be divided, right? I am going to break this 90 as 100 minus 10. And 65% remains as it is. So 65% of 100. So that means full 100, isn't it? 100%. So that is 65 as such. Now minus 10, 65% into 10. So I'll be getting, if 100 is 65, its 10 will be 6.5. And since it is 100 minus 10, I'm going to subtract it. So 10 minus 5 is going to give me 5. 1 has already got borrowed, so it becomes 14 minus 6. It is 8 and 58.5. So you divide the number or you divide the percentage. In both the cases, you're going to get the same answer. Decision is yours. Whichever you feel easy, you can apply it. Now let us look into some more questions. Okay, the more and more you do, the more and more efficient you become, and only with practice you can overcome speed. Speed being the most important factor for cracking any competitive exam. So remember, knowing a concept is not a big task, but the main task is in increasing your speed and efficiency. The more and more you do, only then you can achieve your speed. Okay, so let us look into some more questions. 51% of 50. By looking at this itself, you will be knowing how to split it. So easy, isn't it? So before me, please try to solve this question. Before I complete, 50 plus 1 will give you the way of splitting 51. So 50% plus 1%. So let me not write too many of steps. 50% of 50 means half of 50. That is 25. 50% of 50 is half of 50, that is 25. 1%. So 50 is 10% is 5.0, 1% is 0.5. So my answer is 25.5. We are going to add this. Now 25% of 76. You can do it as 10% plus 10% plus 5%. This is how you can split 25. And 10% of 76 is 1 point in front of 6. So 7.6. So my answer is going to be 7.6 plus 7.6, and 5% means half of 10. So this is 3.8. And if I'm going to add this, 6 plus 6, 12, 12 plus 8, 20. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So my answer is 19. Okay, now you must be remembering how we did earlier when we were splitting and finding the numbers each, like 10%, 1%. So there you must remember how we got 50%. We wrote it as 1/2. And how was that? 50% we could write as 50 by 100, and that was how we got it as half. Here we wrote directly 50% is half. Same way, can we say what is 25%? If 25% were to be split, You could write that as 25 by 100 and that could be written as 1 by 4. And if we remember that 1 by 4, this question becomes even more simpler. So see the question now once again, 25% of 76. If we remember 25% is nothing but 1 by 4, this question becomes as simple as this. So easy, isn't it? So try to make more and more sums, only then we'll be knowing how to overcome our speed and which trick where to use and how efficiently to use. Okay, so this question becomes 4 ones are 4, 36, 9s are 36. Okay, so 19. So splitting answer you will get, but more fast you can finish if you use this 1 by 4 fraction instead of 25%. Now come here, 59%. Will we be splitting as 50 plus 5 plus 4%? Not needed. Much more easy is if we split this as 60% minus 1%. And again 60% we don't know, isn't it? We know 50, remember, and then we know again 10. So this can be further splitted as 50 plus 10 and minus 1. So that's it. So now 42%. 50% of 42. 50% of 42 means half of 42. So 50% of 42 is half of 42 and that is 21. Next 10%. 10% of 42 is 4.2. So I have a 4.2 here. Now I have to subtract minus 1%. Let me add and keep it aside. Okay, now subtract 1%. 10% was 4.2. 1% is going to be 0.42. Now subtract this. Subtracting we get 10 minus 2 8, 11 minus 4 7. Then this becomes 24.78. This is your answer. So in this session we have almost covered all the simple tricks and how we find the percentage of any number starting from big number to a small number, and we have covered all the ways in which percentages can be found. So in the next part we'll be dealing with questions which involve verbal questions and little more complicated sums involving multiplication and what all sort of questions which come in various competitive exams. So hope you enjoyed and this session was highly informative to you. Please do like and share the video to your friends who are preparing for other competitive exams, and do comment in the comment section if you found any difficulties, and in particular if you require any particular topic to be conducted or to be held sessions in the next time. So thank you for watching this. Please do subscribe to the channel and see you in the next video. Bye.